Hello, today we'll see how to install MongoDB on Ubuntu and how to use MongoDB. Yeah, I'll edit after this because I cannot do in one stretch.
So when I started doing it that day, when I started doing it first, I had trouble. Like one stretch is hard. At first, I was still not doing like a line by line. I was
MongoDB is very useful in maintaining data in a persistent state. In this course, we'll be collecting data from multiple sources. So, as soon as we collect data, it is advised to save the data on a database. Here I have my Ubuntu machine running, and let's start the installation. Start curly. Now let us add MongoDB keys. Once we get the OK, we have added the keys successfully. Now let us check the apt key list. All the new keys are being registered right now. Now to install MongoDB,
Now that we have installed MongoDB, let us see how to use it. So to use MongoDB, we will log in into the MongoDB console. In the console, we can enter commands and get a reply from the MongoDB. For example, show DBS shows all the databases present. As we can see, there are 3 databases present, and these are the default databases used by MongoDB for its operation. Now, let us try to create a new database. A new database can be created by simply typing use new database. Each database contains a collection, and each collection contains multiple items. Also, databases can contain multiple collections as well. So now we are creating a new collection. We create a new collection by directly inserting a new element. As you know, MongoDB is a NoSQL database, which means any data that is entered has no schema. So we can directly use JSON type formats. A JSON string is basically a key value pair. Here you can see that I'm creating a key 1 which is a numerical value and then a key 2 which is a string value. This is a JSON object we are passing into the insert function that it basically writes our new collection into the database. As you can see, the operation is successful. Now to retrieve the records, we basically do a find operation. So we have inserted one item and we have retrieved the one item. Over this course, we have been using Python for data collection and interacting with the websites, collecting social media data from Reddit, Twitter, etc. So it is only logical to use MongoDB along with Python, in which we are collecting all the data. So let us fire up the Python kernel. To use MongoDB, we need a library which is PyMongo. I have already installed the library. So if you have not installed, you can do pip install PyMongo. So firstly, let's import PyMongo. Once we have imported PyMongo, we need to create a client. A client is an object using which PyMongo starts communicating with our MongoDB. Now to create a client, we have to give as input our MongoDB URL. MongoDB by default runs on port 27017, and as you can see, we are right now running on a local machine. So we will give the URL as localhost colon 27017. Great. Now our client has all the details on how to communicate with the MongoDB. Similarly, if there is any authentication information required, we have to supply that information also when we are creating the client. As we have seen, each MongoDB contains multiple databases. So firstly, we have to tell the client what database to use. We have just created a new database. So let us use the same. And now let us select the collection. The variable collection will now query our new collection from the new database. Similar to the function that we earlier ran in the MongoDB console, collection.find basically queries our database. But you can see that the return value is something called cursor. This is what PyMongo usually returns. A cursor is a iterable variable. So to do any operations, we have to basically iterate through a cursor. Before we go into the iteration and looking at each data point, let us first insert one more entry into our database. I'm creating a temp JSON object here, which is a mock of some Reddit post, you can say. Okay. So there is a title, there are a number of upvotes, comments, and there are 3 different types of data variables, right? Title is a string, upvotes is a number, and comments is a number. Now to insert this new item, all we have to do is collection.insert1. As you have already guessed, this function inserts only a single field. So it is a success, and we see that MongoDB is showing us some addresses and telling us that the operation was successful. Now let's do one more query. This time we are using a cursor. We have just empty query, which means there is no condition. So all the fields, all the items that are available in our MongoDB should be returned. As you can see, we are now iterating through the cursor. So our database had the key1, key2 field, and now we have just inserted the comments, title, etc. So both these items are returned in our cursor. But what good is it if we cannot search for a specific field or a specific entry? So let us go ahead and search for a specific entry where the number of comments is 16. we can do so by supplying a small JSON object with all the conditions that we want, right? So in this case, we wanted to fetch items with the number of comments as 16. So we have searched for it, and now we are iterating through the entire cursor. As you can see, there is only one field or one item with the number of comments as 16, and we have successfully retrieved that. Along with this, there are other techniques like projections in which you can fetch specific fields but not the entire object. Now that we have seen how to insert data, retrieve data, insert posts, and then filter, search for posts, etc. on MongoDB, as well as we have seen the interface between MongoDB and Python, it will be useful in using with whatever social media information we are collecting.